Hello, welcome back to my training room. This is Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger. The date is July 18, 2020, and we are here to continue our series on the knee strike. Before we begin, let me just take this opportunity in giving this little PSA on, well, I'm sure most of us have heard with great power comes great responsibility. It is the same in martial art, especially when it comes to things like choking, elbow, or knee strike. I'm sure a lot of people who sparred against me in the past, when they watch these videos, probably ask this question or a variation of it. Well, if you know how to throw your elbows like you do on this video, if you can do knee strikes like you do on this video, how is it that when you're sparring, even when you are competing, you almost never use them? We never see you do these things. And my answer is again going to be with power comes responsibility. I do not fight in the UFC. I do not, in fact, I do not make any money when I spar or compete or fight in any shape or form. What little money I make come from when I teach people. So this is to say, when I go into a tournament, when I get in there and spar with somebody, it doesn't benefit me at all if I break the person's neck or I cave their face in. So there are things that even though I know how to do, and I may do them really, really well, such as that elbow shot, I'm not going to do them, even if it means losing a match. Because the prospect of that causing severe harm to somebody is so high that it's not worth it. Let's say I get someone in the arm bar and the person is pulling in the wrong direction. Many times I will simply let them pull away and reestablish some other form of control or lock. I didn't have to let them pull away, but being an instructor, I have the responsibility. I need to know, I supposed to know, I should know what these moves can do. If I grab someone in the armbar and that person is wrenching around the wrong way, and I hold on looking for that submission, most likely that person will end up with a broken arm before they can realize that they need to tap out. And then what happened? I don't get paid. The martial arts studio may get sued, and this person is unable to go to work for a month. It's 1 second of satisfaction to my ego in exchange to a lot of bad consequences. So just because you can do something and do it well doesn't mean that you throw it out there unnecessarily, especially when it comes to knees and elbows. Why is that? Now, why is a slapping to the face okay when we're just sparring? Why is a punch to the jaw okay when we're sparring? Why is it that an over-the-shoulder throw is okay when we're sparring? But elbow and knee, you have to be extra responsible with. It's because how hard these weapons are and how hard you can hit them with without having to expend all that much energy. Let's say Bruce is someone I'm just having a friendly sparring session with, and he come in to try to grab me, well, in a bear hug or something, and I think that okay, well, I have a really good elbow. I just throw my elbow out to stop him. I don't even have to throw it hard, just like that. Boom, light little elbow on my part into his face. That to him probably means $1,000 dental bill, or a broken nose, or a shattered cheekbone. Just little tap like that with hardly any force on my part. But his forward momentum and my twist of the torso and the bone on my elbow connecting with his face is going to do a lot more damage than I think it's going to. Knee strike, same thing. Let's say I'm sparring with someone or I'm in tournament and I go and bring my knee right into the rib cage like that. That is maybe 25% of my full force, hardly expending any energy at all. But it has a lot of potential to sprain or to fracture his short rib, his floating rib. If his face is down when I do that, then we have a potential of breaking something in his face, again with $1,000 dental bill, and so on and so on. So just because I can do it doesn't mean that I will. Quite often, when I am in a situation, sparring, competing situation where I know I can throw that elbow or that knee, I would almost give a very negligent pow with my elbow or pow with my knee. My goal is to touch them, touch and go, almost like not even full contact, but semi-contact, because I know I can do full contact. I know I can hit them hard if I wanted to, and that's good enough for me. I don't need to hurt someone to prove a point. Now, with that said, we're going to quickly review what we talked about in the last episode. We did the rising knee strike and the knee thrust. The rising knee strike is simply you establish your hold, either the clinch, hand behind the neck, or the Krav Maga self-defense grip, arm and shoulder. The kicking leg, back lunge, and then come straight up. Back lunge and come straight up. Of course, we are not going to just use our body. We are going to use our upper body as a counter force. So when I bring my knee up, I'm pulling him into my knee. The knee thrust is in situations where I really need to create distance really quickly, and I don't have a chance to employ my knee strike if he's either too far away or too close. So in this case, I want to bring my knee out between us and then thrust forward. Knee out between us and thrust forward. Right into the pit of his stomach or his lower abdomen or his solar plexus. So today, we're going to look at two new techniques. Technique number one, the roundhouse knee. The roundhouse knee. It's basically a short range version of the roundhouse kick. The roundhouse kick is a very powerful kick, no doubt, that can be used to take the person's leg out of action really quickly, like that. But you don't always have the range to throw that out. What if the person is too close and you are pinned up against the wall and you don't have the range to get that roundhouse kick in there? For those of you who don't know what a roundhouse kick or roundhouse anything is, all that means is it's coming from the side. So think of a leg version of the hook punch. So let's say the person is grappling with me and there's not a lot of room for me to get that kick in there. I'm going to bring my knee up like I'm going to do a knee thrust. But since we're this close, I don't have a lot of room to bring my knee up straight in front of me. I'm going to open my leg. So I'm going to point my knee slightly out to the side to give myself room to raise that knee. And then I'm going to pivot on the standing foot. So if my right knee is coming up, I'm pivoting on my left foot. I'm leaning slightly to the left. So my right foot, rather than pointing down, will be pointing to the right side. And from here, I'm going to twist my torso to cut my knee across between the distance of me and my opponent. So it's going to come in from the side and hit them either in the lower abdomen or on the side of the body, the oblique, short rib area, or personal favorite, I'm going to aim for the thigh. Get that close to me, I'm going to start disabling your thigh, your leg, with these little roundhouse knee. The roundhouse knee right into the top of the thigh, the side of the thigh. All it takes is a few of these, going to make the person have a hard time walking or chase you or kick you. Okay? It doesn't need a lot of distance. So again, obviously if I'm an arm's length away, then I'm not going to do this because I'm not going to reach. I'm arm length distance away, then I'm just going to throw the roundhouse kick because I can actually get my leg in there. But if I'm this close, and he's right in my face, and I don't have room to get my actual kick in, and I don't have room to bring my knees up, then I'm going to use a little roundhouse knee. Bring my knee out to the side and come back in, come back in, come back in, come back in. Twisting with your torso. Right? Don't just swing with your leg. And I'm going to aim for the thigh, for the short ribs, for the pit of the stomach, for the lower abdomen, until that person steps away from me. Then I'm going to do something else. Another interesting little variation of the roundhouse knee is rather than coming in high, like from fully standing, before I throw that roundhouse knee, I'm going to crouch down. So my roundhouse knee will go for the side of his knee. Okay? Add a little crouch. Boom, crouch, boom, crouch, boom. Yeah, roundhouse knee right into the side of the leg, the side of the knee. Again, disable the ability to walk or to chase you. Next technique. This one is really one of my least favorite, particularly because I'm not very good at it. There's a reason. There's actually a couple of reasons why I'm not very good at it. This is a flying knee, and it looks something like this. It's basically a rising knee strike or a knee thrust, but you jump before you do it. So before I deliver a rising knee strike or a knee thrust, I'm going to crouch and jump so I can get them in the chest or in the face. Now there are a lot of Thai boxers, Muay Thai boxers, kickboxers that can jump high enough to get them in the face every single time, or some of them can even get them on top of the head with a knee. Uh, Not me. Like I said, this is not one of my better techniques. This one, I mostly go for the chest or the solar plexus, or if they are bent over, I go for the chin. Why is this one not my favorite? Well, okay, be honest. Uh, First reason is I really suck at jumping. Jumping anything, not my strong suit. I find jumping take way too much energy, and if you miss, you're just going to be at a very big disadvantage. It's a really cool move to use in competition in tournament, but I just can't see any real self-defense application where you really need to jump out that high to throw in that knee. So yeah, I'm not very good at jumping, and also it's not practical. I think that is the biggest problem. For me, if a move is not very practical, I don't spend a lot of time dwelling on it. But with that said, I'll show you guys one way to apply this in a fight. Now, we talked about this. A jumping knee, a flying knee, is very easy to break. It's easy to block. All you really need to do is time it so that when the person jumps towards you, you shove them and then you step back, shove them and step back. Uh, and that will mess up their balance, mess up their landing. It takes a lot of practice to get that timing, but once you know what to look for, it's actually very simple. So obviously, if I'm in a fight, I don't want to start with that flying knee. I don't want to start from arm length away and crouch and jump, boy, go in for that, right? Bruce here is a dummy. He doesn't move. He doesn't do anything, so I can hit him. But if it's a moving real opponent, I start way back here, crouch and jump. There's no way I'm going to land that knee. So, how do we make this work? We employ a cheap little trick uh, that's permitted in Krav Maga and self-defense based martial arts, but it's not encouraged in traditional martial art. It's called shirt grabbing. Now, we are capitalizing on a lot of people know some form of dealing with people grabbing their shirt. So most likely, if I'm in a fight and I grab Bruce's shirt, I reach out and grab the front of his shirt or his collar. Bruce probably knows half a dozen ways. Uh, the twisting this way, pulling that way, blah blah blah, to throw me to the ground or to break my wrist or to get me to loosen up my grip and so on and so on. But that is exactly what I'm coming for this flying knee. This is how the combo will look like. When we're in a fight, I'm going to throw a punch to the face. At the same time, my right leg will sweep across the floor for his ankle. Okay? This too have to be quick. Boom, boom, and then I grab his shirt and pull him forward. This will trigger, if he knows something, if he knows how to break my grip, if he knows a bit of self-defense, the instant I grab his shirt and pull him forward, he will go into his self-defense move. And this is what I'm looking for. The moment he's distracted, he's thinking about my grip on his shirt, flying knee right into the chest or rib. Okay? So again, punch, kick, grab, pull, flying knee. Okay? I'm grabbing his shirt as a distraction to trigger his response to the shirt grab. And then I launch that flying knee right into him. Otherwise, especially for me, who is totally blind, I would have a hard time getting that flying knee to ever hit my target. Again, let me reiterate. After you learn these elbows, these knees, remember that these are weapons, very dangerous weapons that can hurt your training partner, that can hurt your family member or your cousin or your friend very easily, even when you don't mean to. So please be responsible. Don't just randomly throw out an elbow or a knee because you're wrestling with your friend or you're sparring with your partner. Be sure that you know what you're doing, and if you're not sure, always aim for the least damaging possibility rather than stepping forward with a flying knee. Okay? Which I'm not sure how much it's going to hurt my partner. I'm just going to hit him and then jump and knee without hitting him just to prove a point that I could do it, but I don't actually hit him. If we're gripping, we're grappling, rather than actually slicing my roundhouse knee into the side of his leg, not knowing if I'm going to break his knee or not, I'm just going to carefully slow down my roundhouse knee. Look like a love tap, I know. But anyone who knows a bit of what they're doing will get the point. And anyway, it's a lot better than putting your partner in the hospital. Thank you for checking out today's Survival Saturday. We'll be back again tomorrow for Soul Search Sunday. For now, have fun, be safe. Have a good night.